All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the weekly work session with GetOiling. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by founders Greg and Amanda Kilwine. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
And we also have from our team here today, Jessica, Julie, and Colin. Hi, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
We're all playing around with fun backgrounds here today. How are you guys and where are you in the world? Let us know where you're coming in from in our chat. If you watch this later on YouTube, we want to hear from you too. Where are you in the world? We have folks who are a part of our community from all corners of the globe. And we just always really love hearing from you guys. Now, today, good news, we're going super, super duper simple. We also have a live website review that we're going to do at the close of our call today as well. Excited about that. But we've gotten a few questions come through, and this is a fairly common thing that comes through, pretty regularly. But we had sort of an influx here in the last few days. Colin and I have been talking about this in our sort of team chats where, folks will like chime in, send us an email and say, I'm just like, I don't even know where to start. Where do I even begin? I feel like I'm not getting anywhere, whether that be with your site, using your site, or just generally, right? You can't get your people to go to the member area, or people aren't responding, or they're not ordering, or they're not picking up the phone, or answering the DMs, or whatever that might be. And so today I wanted to kind of roll things back, hit pause, and get back to the basics of what works in this business, and then talk about how you can be using just regular stuff, right? As well as using GetOiling and a lot of the more basic important features of our platform, no matter where you are in your business. So if you're just getting started with sharing and you want to stay more organized and make sure you're doing the right things, this is going to be a great place for you to start. But guys, if you're gold, diamond, platinum, and you feel like you're pulling your hair out trying to herd cats, it might be a good time to hit pause here as well and reconsider the basics. So before we get into anything else, let's hop over to the chat here because we've got lots and lots of people here from, what is this, Wisconsin, Washington, Florida, BC, Canada, Oklahoma City, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Alberta. We got a bunch of US and Canada on here today. We don't usually talk about where we're from, guys. I'm in upstate New York. Where are you guys from, team?
I'm in Florida.
We got North Dakota here. Fargo, anyway.
I'm Western North Dakota.
Token Canadian right here for all other Canadians that are out there. Yay!
Awesome. So we are so excited to have you all here. Oh, we've got Missouri, Panama, Finland, North Carolina, Maine. Love you guys. So excited to have you here today. So if you came here looking for help, just a quick bit of housekeeping. If you're trying to figure out if GetOiling is right for you, if you are stuck on something, you're trying to figure something out and you really feel like you need some help, some back and forth, chat with us here, put your question in the Q&A and let's talk. If it's something that needs a visual walkthrough, let us know. We'll save time for that at the close of our talk today, at the close of our training, and make sure that you're clear on what you need to do to move forward, no matter where you're at in your business right now. Now, please make sure that you put those in the Q&A because the chat can get a little party-tastic and we can lose track of things that are put there. So make sure we put those in the Q&A so that we can see them and get to them. All right. So today, you guys, I want to talk with you guys about getting back to basics in this business. Now, let me ask you guys a question. How many of us know about how old or how far back the network marketing industry goes, right? So Young Living is a network marketing company, right? We share through networks of people. How old do you figure this industry is? Anybody want to take a guess? Let me know in the chat. How long has this industry been around? It was invented, so I understand, here in the United States, but about how far back would you say? 70 years? That's a good guess. 40 years. Anybody else want to guess? 50? Okay, 1952. All right, so 80. All right, so I want to blow you guys away here for a minute. What I understand, and I'm not a scientist or a researcher on this, so you all feel free to refute. But my understanding is that the origins of the very first network marketing company date back to the late 1800s in New York City. In this country, 1800s. Network marketing goes back to the 1800s. Right now is 2021, right? So we're talking at least 120 years. So this is a very, very old industry, right? This industry has been around for longer than any of us have been alive, right? And many of us double the amount of time we've been alive or more. So what this means is that it's been possible to grow a business in this industry for close to 120 years, okay? The internet entered our homes by and large, in the US at least, in about the late 90s, right? So at that point in time, when we started getting our AOL CDs, mid to late 90s, AOL CDs and getting on our little chats and stuff like that, we started using the internet long before social media. That was almost 100 years, close to 100 years after the birth of network marketing. So let's sit with that for a minute, right? The things that work in this business have worked since the beginning of this business. Why? Because this is a people business. This is a network business. It is a relationship business, right? So everything that you do, all of the success that you can have in this business is based on the relationships that you cultivate and how you can move the relationships that you have toward exposure to product, to opportunity, and through networks and beyond, right? Is that making sense? Maybe just quick show of hands. Are you surprised at that? Like, does that kind of give you pause? This industry, this business is as complicated as you allow it to be, right? Our relationships and how we communicate with people and how we ultimately move people toward sharing what we have to offer through our networks is as complicated as you prefer to make it. It can be incredibly uncomplicated, and you can be wildly successful with that lack of complication, because there were people doing a bang up job in this business specifically in Young Living before social media existed, right? Young Living's been around, what, 7 years, right? This is before we really all got onto Facebook, right? So whenever you start to feel overwhelmed, remind yourself of this perspective, that this is an industry that's been around since long before computers even existed. And not long after telephones were invented, you guys, sometime around the same time. So when you ever feel like you're overwhelmed and this can't work and it's so complicated and I just don't know what to do, remember that this has been working for a very long time. And the way that it works at the end of the day is 100% you in a relationship with other people with whom you share products successfully. Returning to those basics will always be the right move, and taking the basics to your people first will always be the right move if you're wanting to duplicate your team, right? So if you're stuck in a place where you're saying, oh, my people aren't sharing, well, do they know how? Like, do they really know how? And are you providing a great example for them to duplicate, for them to follow? Right? It's very easy to complicate things, and that's where duplication gets hung up, is where we start to complicate. I was having a conversation with a woman yesterday who has a very large organization, and she was just getting started in using the internet and our tools to grow. She had gone, very sort of belly to belly in growing her business, and she did very well with it. And she was interested in moving into generating leads and using lead systems and stuff like you can with GetOiling. And one of the things that we were talking about and sort of helping her get past where things weren't connecting was a really important point that I think we all need to absorb and remember. The internet, social media, even a lot of the features that you use on our GetOiling platform, these are things that you can use to grow your warm market, right? You want to grow the number of people who know your name, who love to hear from you, who want to open your emails, answer your phone calls, answer your DMs, read the things you put out, right? We want to build a warm market, because that's where network marketing customers come from. Your future Young Living customers and brand partners come from your warm market. And so how do we grow online? We grow a warm market. And everything that you do in growing your warm market is separate from the point at which you start to share Young Living, because that needs to be the same for everyone. Right? So this is another thing to take into account. Every time you watch a weekly work session or you try to do something in your GetOiling system, remember, when it's time to share Young Living, it's always a one-on-one conversation. I don't care what anybody else says. It is a one-on-one conversation, or you're not giving that person the opportunity to have the result that they could with the products and with this company. So whatever you're doing that leads to a one-on-one, once you're in the one-on-one, you do what they've taught in this company since the beginning of time in this company. You have a one-on-one conversation, just like you have your care calls. You ask good questions, you point to products, you consult your resources, you make recommendations, you follow up, right? That's all very simple. Remember those basics, because those are the things that get the ball moving in your business, right? Get the ball rolling. Everything else, your website, the front page of your website, your brand, your blog, your content, funnels, all of this stuff is just serving to get more people to get to know you so that you can have those conversations with them. Is that making sense? Can I see just a quick show of hands? Please ask questions in the Q&A if this isn't making sense or you want any clarification on any of this, right? And if you're stuck right now, maybe let me know in the chat, or in the Q&A rather, and let me know, is there a particular space that you would like to focus on so that we can get out of our stuckness here today? So that's really, you guys, the most important thing that I want you to understand whenever you feel overwhelmed or frustrated or stuck is that the things that have always worked in this business are still the only things that truly work in this business. And by in this business, I mean, you have a warm market, network of people that you know, who like you, who know you, who trust you. And you go and you share what you have with them, right? Now, if you're just getting started in Young Living, here, I have a question for you. Let's detour here real quick. Quick show of hands, be honest. How many of you have a list? And I mean a list of names that you very likely handwritten. Maybe someone in your upline told you to write down names and contact information of people that you want to reach out to who will be your future members. How many of you have actually gone and made a list? Physically made a list. You can type it on a spreadsheet. You can write it down on paper. How many of us have made a list? I'm going to give you guys a second to raise your hand. That's a good amount of us raising hands here. All right. Now, I am going to lower our hands now. Now, second question, please be honest. How many of you have actually contacted, shared, and followed up with every single one of the people on that list that you just raised your hand about? How many of us have actually gone through? And if you've made your list and you've done the contacts and everything, tell me how many were on that list in our chat here. Just pop into the chat. How many, the number of people who were on your list? Was it 100? Was it 20? 30, 50, 99? How many people did you put on your list? And then, I'm seeing, I don't see any more hands raised, you guys. we didn't contact our whole list, did we? Oh, wow. About 85 to 120. Yep. Susan says, I made a list when I first started in 1996. That's right. All right. So that list, you guys, is like, there's a reason why you're supposed to do that exercise. And going back to the conversation I was having with this company leader I was speaking to yesterday, you really don't need to try internet marketing stuff like branding yourself in any kind of big way, unless you have other offerings, right? Like if you're a coach or, you do other things, obviously build that business. But where network marketing is concerned, you really don't have any business trying to complicate your strategy until you have reached out to your whole list, right? If you got 100 people, you know them, they know you, they trust you, they like you. You reach out to those people, right? And don't let somebody saying no to you when you're 10 down on the list keep you from contacting the rest of that 100, right? So here's where we want to start. Everyone here today and everyone watching this in the future, make your list, put it into a spreadsheet. I'll make your life really easy here. Make your list, put it into a spreadsheet. Very, very simple. Like in an Excel or Google Sheets or whatever. And then follow the instructions in the GetOiling Contact Manager. There's a quick little video to do this, to import your contacts. Okay. import your contacts. And listen, when you do this upload, you don't even need to have their email address, their phone number, any of that in there, just the names. Just put the list of names in your contact manager. We've got updated instructions you can always find. Just click the little question mark in the bottom right of your GetOiling account and look for contacts, and it's going to show you how to import your contacts. All right. Import your contacts to the contact manager. Then you go and you reach out to every single one of those people. You leave yourself a note when you've reached out, and then you give yourself a to-do to follow up with them, or you rate the contact. And actually, just to make sure that we are all super clear on what this looks like, I am going to actually show you what this looks like in GetOiling. It's very, very, very simple. All right, are we following? Is this making sense, you guys? Show me some hands. We're going to take our list of people that we know that we have not reached out to, that we know we should, and we're going to upload those to our system. Click this little guy right here and search for contacts. So adding, editing, or removing. And you can find all the answers that you want to right here when you go to your help center. All right, so you search for answers in the help center. So what we'll do, I'm going to go over to my contacts here, and let's just say that I've uploaded all of this. And here's Ashley, and let's pretend like I have not rated her yet. Okay, so Ashley is somebody that I've known since kindergarten, and she is, maybe she's got a young kid. Kid's got some, she's talking about some respiratory issues the kid's having, something like that. And I'm like, ooh, I got an oil for that. And so I want to reach out and be like, hey, I saw something you posted about and I was thinking about you. I've got some things that I use that might be interesting to you. Is that something you would be interested in talking about? She says, yes. You make a note. Come down here to past actions. Hit add. We'll say that we talked on Facebook Messenger, perhaps. Leave a note from your conversation here. Right? So talked about kids' respiratory issues. She says, yes to meeting up. I want to share RC with her. Okay, great. So I'm going to add a to-do after this past action so that I know to make sure that I have set up a time for us to sit down on Zoom together. All right. So I'm going to add a to-do after this past action. I'm going to hit past action, and now I have a to-do pop up for me. Make sure a meeting is booked with her on Zoom this week. She had to go. I got to get back in touch with her. So I'm going to make sure tomorrow that I am reminded to reach out to her. And so tomorrow I'm going to get an email from GetOiling that says, make sure to reach out to this person to set an appointment this week, right? Is that making sense? Perfect. All right. So that's basically, that's it, you guys, and keep that going. Now, if we've just started a conversation and we're not jumping straight into, and this is to kind of answer your question here, about reconnecting, Penny. No, you don't always necessarily want to jump straight into an oily conversation. You do want to have a little bit more of a, hey, how you doing first, and, really kind of, Martha Krejci calls it Ford, right? And it's very common in this industry. That's family, occupation, recreation, dreams, and goals. So, talk with them about them. Let them talk about them. Come back 24 to 48 hours later and say, hey, I've been thinking about something you said. If I showed you something that could help you with that, would you be interested? Right? So that's, again, what you would do here is you would add past actions here where you want to call, were you in person? Was it social media? Was it Facebook Messenger? Whatever it was. And then you set a reminder for yourself to reach out in 24 hours and say, hey, what I was thinking, about something you said, and I have something that might be interesting to you. Would you like to learn more? Right? So use your contact manager, you guys, and go through this with all of your people on that list of 100 as you move them toward getting started. Keep it simple. Have your goal be to get on a Zoom with them and show them the thing that that connects with what they've shared with you that they need. Because of course, when you're having those conversations, and this is, I don't want to get too deep into this because this is like a whole separate training on prospecting, which, I guess, let us know in the chat if you guys want a prospecting training, a dedicated prospecting training, we can do that. But importantly, what we're doing in these conversations is keeping ourselves in check with our notes so that we know what we did and when, And we know when to follow up because we have set ourselves an appointment to follow up with them. And of course, our goal is once we're in that conversation and they say, I am open, yes, tell me what you know, then you say, let's set up an appointment, or do you have time right now? You hop on Zoom, you walk them through it, you make the offer. They say yes, they say maybe, they say no, they say maybe later, whatever it is. You go through those motions with everyone. And some people are maybe not right now, but let me know in 6 months, right? There's a lot of really great information. If you guys don't know about this yet, if you go to JackieMcLaughlin.com/platinum, there's a free training I helped her to create. She has a very straightforward approach to using her GetOiling system. She's been with Young Living for 20 years. She knows how to build this thing in a very simple, straightforward way. This is a free training, you guys. And we talk about how to use GetOiling, and there are great resources in here. So definitely use that. All right, so getting back, thank you, Greg, for putting that into the chat here. All right, so yeah, utilize your past actions, you guys. Treat your list in this organized fashion like you now can with the technology of today, knowing and understanding that the make a list of who you know is a practice that goes back probably 100 years in this business. Don't forget that. Being in touch with that list. I'll give you guys another recommendation. You want to be professional networkers to win in this business. Harvey Mackay wrote a book called Dig Your Well Before You're Thirsty. That is a very low tech, old school. Those techniques would have worked back in like the Dale Carnegie days, like the 19-teens, 1920s, close to the early days of this business, right? Always be looking for ways to add value to other people's lives, to listen and be present, be a good friend, get to know more people. This is a network business, right? Don't let the fact that you're incorporating technology throw you off from the main thing that is always going to be that this is a relationship business. Use our tools to keep you organized, right? So that you can have more conversations with more people going and floating around at the same time. And you don't have to try to keep track of all 27 of those things in your head. You can do 57 of those things because you've got it organized in a contact manager. Does that make sense? Is that making sense, you guys? Be sure to show me your hands and let me know. Now, I do want to show you guys one more thing in the GetOiling system that I want you to know that you should absolutely do when you get started. And if you've been trying, to move in the direction of customizing your website and figuring out your brand, and you're just kind of like, okay, look, I just need more people to say yes to Young Living. And I feel like I'm spending a lot of my time on things that aren't getting more people into Young Living. I want to invite you to hit pause on the customization and go back to the built-in themes that are in the GetOiling system there for you when you get started. That's one thing that's really unique about us. You can customize us to your heart's content, like we are a Squarespace or a Wix or a WordPress or a Kajabi or a whatever. And you don't need any of those when you have us, right? But for Young Living brand partners, you don't need to do anything but put in your picture and your testimonial. And you are out the gate running and your member number, but you do that when you sign up, your Young Living member number. You're out of the gate running as soon as you sign up to continue doing that thing that you need to do, that's been the thing for 100 years in this business, which is go make a list, go talk to people, right? And keep up with your conversations with people. And when it's time to share Young Living with them, of course, you've been using your contact manager, of course, throughout the conversation that you're having with these folks. But when it's time to share Young Living with them, maybe you use a leg builder link. Maybe you use a leg builder link in your GetOiling system. Let me show you what that looks like. In your leg builder links, and that's going to be right over here under website. You can also always go up to the top here and type in leg builder. So leg builder links, we click that, and you can create links here from all different kinds of themes that are on your site. And we have globally compliant themes based on your market. We obviously have a ton of them in the US. We have some in Canada. We have globally compliant themes. So go and create a link here. And let's just say, for instance, that the person that you know that you want to be sharing with based on the conversation that you've had is going to be pets focused. Maybe they'd be most interested in learning about pets products that Young Living has. Maybe you really want to share animal scents with them. So I'm going to leave enroller and referral and all of that blank here. And I'm going to call this for pets because I think I already have a pets one set up. I'm not going to use any landing page here because let's just assume you've never created one. You don't know how it works. You don't know what that even means. Don't worry about it. Don't use it. Totally fine, right? So keep it simple, create the link. All right, so now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to find the one that I just made. I skipped it. And I put 4 pets. There we go. So I'm going to view it. We can email this link. We can get on Zoom, just like we're on Zoom together right now, live, and scroll through this. And, you know, we can talk a little bit about our stories. You just need to have your story and your photo here. We can pause and watch these videos, quick videos that are on Young Living's YouTube. Going through all of these videos takes less than 4 minutes. I think it's less than 3.5 actually. We learn a little bit about seed to seal in this video. Then we start looking at the different types of animal care products. And now you can say, hey, actually the one that, you know, based on what you were telling me about your dog, they might really like this one right here. So let's go and check that out. And it takes them right over here to the product. And you can tell them a little bit more about it, let them know that you can actually get a 24% discount. The website's doing the selling for you at this point, right? And you go ahead and tell them, hey, you can go ahead and add this to a subscription and you'll get 24% off, and you could totally edit or cancel the subscription at any time. Okay, yes, I'll do that, right? So use your leg builder links for presentations like this, right? Or have it be the homepage of your website. There's no harm in having this replicated page as the homepage of your website, because at the end of the day, people aren't just going to magically stumble upon your GetOiling site at the beginning, you know, from nowhere in the world, and they're going to be like, well, who is this person with all of this animal stuff? No, people are going to find this website because you take them there, because we're in a relationship business. Right? We're using this as a tool to communicate, as a tool to share, and so on. So is that making sense? This is really cool, right? Chanity, you didn't even know this was here. Yeah, leg builder links are so cool. And the thing is, you could also create them for new builders on your team. So if you, again, you want to keep things super simple, go to leg builders. Go to your create a link here, and you're going to put the sponsor and enroller links and numbers of your choice. If you're building strategically and you're stacking legs, use this for that, right? When people sign up and purchase product off of one of these links that you share, they're going to sign up with the enroller, the sponsor number information in Young Living that's on this link. So you actually get to program that, right? So I would say, you guys, if you really feel like you need to return to the simple, return to the basics in this business, use your contact manager, use the built-in themes, guys, and use your leg builder links. And then when it's time to get on these calls with folks, open up, schedule, share your Zoom meetings. These 3 things that I've just shared with you guys are available at all levels of GetOiling membership, all levels. Whether you're with us at basic and above, that starts for $1 for your first month, and then is, you know, I think it's $29, something like that afterward. But we even have $7 a month plans, you know, so if you're just getting started and, you know, you're not quite making money in the business yet, and you're not ready to make higher investments, we have a $7 a month plan. And you can do all these things that I'm talking with you about today with that. Get your business organized and functioning with the basic tools that we have here for you. And then when your business is running comfortably the way that you want it to be, then you start adding on the customization, you start building out the additional tools, right? Really, really cool. So let's see, we do have quite a few questions I want to get into in our Q&A, and then I want to invite out our website review. All right, so Beth says, I'm struggling with fonts in blog posts and email, possibly text. I've tried all the tools in the toolbar and I'm still getting fonts I don't want. So Beth, we have, there's like standard fonts that are loaded into the system that are going to be there, but it's going to be, and you guys correct me if I do this wrong, because I don't do this all the time. If anyone else would like to share, you're welcome to do that as well. So if you go to customize my site first, this is where we can set up our fonts. So this is, you can actually select Google fonts from right here, right? And then of course, you can add fonts when you click here. Now, if you're following the directions and everything that's on the page, maybe that is something that someone more tech qualified than me can answer if you guys want to chime in. But Yeah, I think there's always going to be fonts that you don't use that are available there, right? Like you can't isolate, Greg, you can't isolate and remove fonts,
Correct. Yep.
right?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
add to the list, but that list of, I don't know, what is it, 12 to 20 or something like that is always
Mhm.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you want to, and there's something specific, certainly send it in to support at getoiling.com with some additional details, and maybe we can look into it further, just in case it is something a little weird that's going on there.
Perfect. All right. So Patty, here's a great question. What's the best way to restart my Young Living business after needing to take a couple years off? It's a really good question. Step one is I would revisit your why. Revisit your why and remind yourself why this is something that is important for you to share. Reconnect with your product story. So really get back in touch with the reason why you started sharing in the first place, or your new reason for sharing moving forward. That's step one. Excuse me. Step two is make your list. And also make a list of the people that you shared with previously, right? The people who are, so pull your list from your VO, including your inactives, and reach out. And just like you would be reaching out to new people, well, new to Young Living people who are warm market in your life that you maybe haven't talked to in a couple years, same circumstance, right? Just get in touch. How have you been? FORD, family, occupation, recreation, dreams and goals. What's going on with you? Just let them talk about themselves. Be a good friend, right? Start reconnecting with those friendships. And of course, people are going to start asking what you're up to. Eventually, you let them talk enough, they're going to start wanting to hear from you. And then you can let them know, you know, hey, I'm actually really excited to be re-engaging this business that I'm working. And a big part of what I do is providing wellness consults. For folks who are looking to, raise their level of wellness in their life. And they can go, ooh, that's cool. And then you could say, well, do you want to set one up? I could do one with you. And then you keep the ball rolling, right? Then you set up the Zoom, you have a wellness consult with them, which is essentially just you asking them questions about their goals, about, what they're doing, what they've tried, what their commitment is, what they're willing to do to make changes. And then of course you ask them, well, if I have some recommendations for you, would you be willing and able to commit to following those things through and working with me to get those results? They say yes, take them over, get the product, right? We do need to do a prospecting training, don't we? I hope that helps. But it really is, it's reconnecting, forging those friendships, strengthening those relationships, and then where the opportunity presents itself, offering the opportunity. All right, stuck with how to share, what to do. So this is definitely, I think a little bit of what I've talked about up to this point probably touches on that to a degree, Krista, and I promise we will put together a more in-depth prospecting training here soon. But basically what you want to do is just be present for people, ask questions and ask more questions and ask more and more questions, and always be looking for an opportunity to be of service. Right? Always be looking for a way that you can connect someone with something that can help them, not necessarily something that you sell them, right? Sometimes that will be the case, but 9 times out of 10, it needs to be neutral, right? Be there for them. And of course, these opportunities will reveal themselves. I can't recommend enough. If you go to JackieMcLaughlin.com/platinum, she is an expert on this stuff. And there are it's like 4.5, 5 hours of training on that page. It's free. So you guys definitely check that out. Y'all, I'm getting really distracted by these babies. They're so cute. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this. Look at these babies, you guys. Oh. Getting so big. Look at her. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. I know who likes babies. Everybody here likes babies, right? You're a monster if you don't like babies. All right. Do we need to delete the campaigns we've downloaded with the new campaigns? So Shelly, you can keep them, but you could certainly delete any campaigns that you're no longer using. Yeah, if you're getting campaigns from resource bundles and things like that, and you want to kind of keep things clean, you can make that like a monthly to-do for yourself. Add it as a to-do to your own contact in your GetOiling account. Every 30 days to go in and delete last month's resource bundle campaign or something like that. That would be a nice housekeeping thing to do. All right. Suzanne says we have so few products compared. Oh, you're talking about in the UK compared to the US. Hey, you know what? It doesn't change how amazing the products are that you have. Remember, when this company started, there were only a couple of oils, and it grew to where it is today. So focus on what you have and start with gratitude for that, because you know what's also true about where you are versus the US. You also have a market that is relative to us untapped, and as more of these products become available, you are situated to get out there and actually spread these and be first to market with this stuff. So always be thinking on that bright side. Let's see. Oh, here's a good question also from Suzanne. If we come over here to contact settings, this is where you can set up whether or not you get an email from GetOiling daily. So send me a daily email of activity and to-dos. That's going to be under our, let me go back over here and show you where I found it. Under contacts, you go to settings, you go to general, and it's right over here underneath your email signature. If this box is checked, then you should be getting an email from GetOiling every day with a list of suggested activities and people to reach out to. How do we make sure our custom picture and info comes up on our leg builder links? You can do that, Kathy, by going to My Story and Photo right here. So you put your photo here, you put your information in here, and then you put your story in here. And that will show up on your leg builder links. So that shows up on your built-in website theme in the same way that it shows up on those leg builder links. You can also choose whether or not it shows up at the bottom of landing pages, blog posts, archives, events, and things like that. All right, Shelly says, I never knew we could use our GetOiling to send a customized leg builder link to our sendouts. So could we use the Zoom built in with GetOiling and use the link while we have them in the Zoom? Yes, 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 yes. All you have to do is get them on the Zoom, like we're on Zoom today, right? So you set that up under your Zoom meetings and then share your screen, go over to your leg builder links right over here under website, find the leg builder link you want to share, maybe copy its link so you can put it in the chat and they can click it and go and purchase if they want to follow along, but you can actually show them right there on the Zoom. Let's see, Cornelia, can I set anchor links on my story page? Anchor links, is that like the jump to team?
Yeah, that's the jump to link. There is a way to do it. It's not as easy as the page builder. If you have a story that is that long, one idea might be to actually make a separate page for it, so it isn't quite so long. There is a way to do it though. If you want to email us, there's some code you can put into that page, into your story to make that happen. It's, again, not quite as straightforward as like the page builder, but it is totally doable.
For sure. And I think we've had, I think it was the custom website step-by-step where I showed you guys how to use the Grow Workspace 28-day challenge as the freebie with that custom homepage template. One of the things that we talked about there is that it's really great to have a blurb about you on a homepage of your site, but it's more ideal for it to pop off to another page. And of course, that does make things easier for you to be able to use those jump to sections, those anchor sections. Okay, so I'm trying to find, I need to log into my Calendly here, so forgive me. However, I can say that we do have a review here scheduled with, and I want to make sure we can chat. Cassidy, are you here, Cassidy? Will you raise your hand for me if you are? Let's see. And I don't know if it may be that she needed to have me look over her site without her here. So give me just a second and I'm going to look that up and figure that out. But guys, if you have questions, please go ahead and put those in the Q&A. All right, here we go. So Cassidy says, I've been getting views on my website, but never any leads. I'd like your thoughts on what I should change to fix that issue as I continue to build my site. Unfortunately, I always work during the lives. Yeah, I thought that might be the case. Okay, so we're going to do a quick website review for you, Cassidy, that you'll be able to watch in our replay. Okay. So as it stands right now, what we have on Cassidy's site is a landing page that is on top of Probably a leg builder link type built-in theme, but let's find out. So this is what a landing page looks like, you guys, if you ever want to apply one to your site. So this says support your healthy family, looking to support healthy bodies in your family, support overall wellness and a healthy immune system with this powerful tool used for thousands of years. Show me how. Excellent. So we have a story here with a photo. That's excellent. I'm going to go ahead and put info in here and see what's on the next page. Okay, so she's got the Go Beyond Green theme here. This is a built-in theme for GetOiling. This is a great place for anyone to start to have as a homepage. This is what it can look like for you. She does have some customization here. That's awesome. I've got her logo. And I do have a suspicion that she may have a homepage that she has not applied to her site as being her homepage just yet. So I do want to take a look here. One of the things that shows up on your custom page as well are your built-in theme. The customized features on your built-in themes can be upcoming events. So Cassidy has a make and take coming up that shows up here. That's really cool. We've got links, just like you guys saw for the pets one. This one is all about healthy home. And then we've got great quick videos and more information about products, things about Young Living, kits, and so on. So what I'm going to do real quick here, just to preserve privacy, is to log into her account and see if there's a homepage there. And again, you guys, if there are any questions, definitely go ahead and pop those in here. And I'll go ahead and answer this as well while I navigate her site. So Shelley says what I meant earlier was, if the campaigns we have still refer to essential rewards instead of subscribe to save, should we delete the essential rewards referring one and then upload them again to get the updated language, or will the updated ones automatically download into whatever we have? Thank you for clarifying that. You will want to re-upload if you want to have an updated resource. So if Grow Workspace, for instance, if you're getting campaigns from them that are that were about essential rewards and they now have the updated language, that's not going to automatically update in your system in your emails and such, because you can go ahead and edit those. So long as it's you import it into your system, it is now yours and not theirs, right? So you're going to want to remove that one and make note of wherever it's attached, so that you can make those updates in the rest of your system and update the new one that they give you. All right, so I am in Cassidy's account now, and I'm going to go over and see if we do have a page that she's been building. Okay, so no, it looks like we've got website footers, confirmation pages, link pages, and thank you pages. So so then let's focus on, we'll focus on the story then, because I think what we were saying here, she said, I've been getting views, but not leads. So a couple of things. So, so first, I would say I would nix the landing page over the top of your homepage, because it's not necessarily clear to someone what they're going to get out of opting in. So if you have something that you'd like to offer, or if you want to actually talk about, because in our built-in new prospects campaign, which you could have connected to your landing page, there is a, what is it, like 5 steps to healthier living or something like that, right? So so you could say, enter your information on this page and get my guide, 5 steps to healthier living. And they will, if you have the built-in new prospects campaign already filled out on that landing page. Let me show you what that means on your site. Okay, so if we go into, all right, I'm going to come over here to landing pages, because that is where your, there we go. So this is support your healthy family, I believe is the one that you have applied to your overall website, Cassidy. So support your healthy family. All right, it says show me how. So, and get my free newsletter, that's good too. I think that we can make this a little bit more compelling by saying, when you enter your information here, you're going to be able to get access to my 5 steps to healthier living guide, and of course have them enter the information on this page to get there. However, if where you're at right now is that you are using this built-in theme, I would just let this be this for now. My dog is over here whining at me. Hold on a second. I'm so sorry. He's rarely ever in the room with me while we're filming, and today he just managed to squeak in and whine by the door. Okay, so yeah, Cassidy, I would recommend that you have this as the page where people can go. And then if you're wanting to focus on building leads, you can go to getoiling.com/get leads. And this is actually a free course that will show you how to create a lead magnet and a simple funnel if you're wanting to, let's just say, for instance, get leads off of Instagram or Facebook or wherever. So I would recommend doing that. And then whatever you create here, you could absolutely put into a landing page like this that you could apply to the front page of your built-in theme, just like this. But you're going to have a much more sort of effective go at getting leads if the thing that you're offering is targeted and it's really for your person and it's made by you, right? That clarity of language will go a really long way in having people see that it makes sense for them to give you their information so that they can hear from you some more. Always consider putting yourself in the shoes of a person who doesn't know you, who lands here, right? You already know the value of what you have to offer. They have no idea. They don't know this person. They don't want to get a bajillion emails. How do they know they're not going to? Like, be thinking about the reasons why they won't, and then write something that will help them understand why it's okay to. Does that make sense? Like that's what I would recommend doing if you want to keep the landing page here. But if you're using the built-in theme, you could just keep the built-in theme as it is and focus on getting people to get on calls with you so you can use your built-in theme pages to present Young Living and share that with them. Okay, Q&A. Does the My Story show up the same for all the themes, or will we need to change it? Allison, it is the same on the themes as it is on the leg builder links, which are themes like reproductions of theme pages, on landing pages, on blog pages and blog digest pages, on event pages and event digest pages. You put that in on My Story and Photo in GetOiling, and it shows up in all of those places. Now, if you are someone who is wanting to really focus on using those leg builder links as a team, if you've got several people on your team that you're using these with, we've seen on multiple instances, folks who will take the My Story and Photo section and brand it to their team and have photos of and stories of people who are on the team so that when people go to a leg builder link, they can see the different folks, or maybe the person, you plus the person that you have the leg builder link with, or what have you. Let's see, is there also a free course like that for Map Your Message? Yes, yeah, kind of, actually. It's not specifically for GetOiling, Shannon. It is on our Attractwell platform, which, by the way, 2 o'clock Eastern every Thursday now. We now have additional training. We're over there for an hour. If you go to attractwell.com/office hours, you can sign up. If you are a coach specifically, or you have an oily adjacent business, this is where we kind of focus on a lot of the same features our platform has that are a little less oily, basically. But you would go, Shannon, it's the Client Funnel Challenge. Yeah, it's attractwell.com/CFC. That is, I'll have you know at the jump here, it's complicated. It is a high-tech course, but it is free, and everything that's in there will work in your GetOiling system because we're the same people. It's the same software. It's just a little branded a little differently, a little less Young Living-y over there. And yeah, I do go into message mapping in that course as a means to, develop your program, figure out your blog content, all that kind of stuff. And if you're a part of the Personal Branding Intensive, which we tend to offer twice a year, so be on the lookout coming up here in the next probably month or so for Black Friday specials, there will be an opportunity for you to get in with that as well, where I do teach that in depth, and that's very Young Living focused. Hey, ooh, we're making good time today, guys. Anybody else have questions? Please go ahead and ask them. If you want to come out and chat, if you want me to look at something on your site, if there's anything that you would like to work through together, we've got a little bit more time here that we can spend together. Krista says, I just created the kids leg builder link. How do I add it to my menu so that I can look at it from my homepage? Oh, good question. All right. I want to, I
And
don't know,
Ashley,
sure
if you wanted to, if you wanted to look at something for somebody, there was somebody that said, can you look at my site too?
Oh, excellent. I didn't see that. It's not in the Q&A. Who is that? I would love to do that.
I'm forgive me if I say this wrong, but I think her name was Tula. Is that here, I'll give you this, Ashley, when I'll let you do what you're answering that question, and then I'll have this
Sure.
ready for you
Okay,
in the
awesome.
chat.
Thanks.
Or in our chat.
Okay, so let's go over to Jane. All right. So I'll go to Jane's account, and so we'll go to her landing pages. Can we, sorry, to her leg builder links. Quick question, because I haven't done this before. Greg, can we access leg builder links directly from the menu builder, or is that something, do we grab the link and then bring it over there?
That's something you have to grab the link for,
Okay.
actually, right now.
Okay, so go over to your leg builder links and find the one that you want to share. So maybe I want to share this makeup one. All right, so I'm going to click get link. It's now copied to my clipboard. I could paste it somewhere. And then I'm going to go over here to website menu. All right, so we've got these different menu headers here, and then we've got menu items. So what if we want to add, we're going to add a menu, and this one is going to be for, I said makeup. So I'm going to call this shop, or actually I'm going to call it learn more. All right, so that's learn more. And in learn more, I'm going to add an item to this menu. And this one is going to be healthy makeup. And I'm going to have this be a website link. Do that again. I'm going to add my leg builder link here. It's going to show under learn more, and I'm going to hit done. Save. And then when we go to view the site, you see the learn more menu. You can go to healthy makeup and click that. And now it's there. So you could also, in this learn more menu, under this one that I've put here, you could go and grab your leg builder links for all of the other themes too. So they can learn more about pets, about babies, about healthy homes, about, you know, basic oils, all of that kind of stuff. So you could actually construct an entire educational menu on your site. I've seen a lot of folks do this using those leg builder links. Okay, so Tula, right? All right.
Yep.
Heather says, can I set up a one-on-one call to get help with my website? You sure can. Heather, shoot us a message and we will get you in the right direction. Happy to help with that. All right, so Tula, I'm going to bring you out. Would you raise your hand for me? I think I found you. All right. I'm going to bring you out to chat here, and then I'm going to come and find your site. So you are free to unmute yourself and let's chat. All right, view. Okay, so it looks like right now we've got your, I think this is one of the built-in themes. You can see far with your heart. I love that. It's beautiful. I love it. From self-care through natural methods. Passionate user of essential oils. I'll walk with you on a wonderful path of well-being. Ooh, 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 ooh. You are a good copywriter. Okay, and then we've got our built-in theme here. Excellent. I don't know if, are you still here, or you're welcome to chat with us. I'm going to ask to unmute if you'd like to talk a little bit about any kind of help that you'd like, because I'm definitely happy to provide any kind of feedback. I think that honestly, you guys, there is no wrong answer aside from non-compliant that you can put right here. Because at the end of the day, when you're using this page or one of these themes on our site, this really is about you connecting with your warm market. It's you being you. It's you sharing your story. It's you from the heart. It's a place for people to read a little more, learn a little more, dig a little deeper into what your own journey has been so that they can be inspired to keep reading, right? So this is generally, it's going to be good, you know, so long as you're being heart forward and open about who you are and what your journey's been. And then, of course, one of the things that you could do is depending on where you have this set up, you know, always want to provide a call to action, tell them to reach out. But if you're using this again as just a tool to share in a live setting on a Zoom, like I've talked about on our call today, then it's, you know, it's not going to be quite as significant or important. Of course, you share this with them. They could always read the story later on if they want to. And this is actually an example of a global theme, you guys, a globally compliant theme. And we've got your, I love it. We got some of your blog posts in here as well. That's great. And you're in Finland. Great. So if you have any specific questions, feel free to ask, and I'm happy to answer. And you know, really glad that you're here with us today. Here to help with any feedback that you might need. So if you guys have any other questions, let's go ahead and pop them in, and we could spend some of the rest of our time here today helping you guys out with what you need. But just to kind of recap, you know, while any other questions might be rolling in, I really want to encourage you to go back to the original way of doing this, which is make a list. And it is go have conversations, make friends, and make more friends, and make better friends, and be a better friend, and always be looking for ways that you can be of service to others, right? We are not, this is called network marketing, not network selling, right? We do sell. Sell is not a bad word. It's not a yucky word. Selling is connecting people with something that they need. If you do that successfully, it's actually something that's intensely gratifying on both sides. But network marketing means that within your network, you are the purveyor of a particular product. And like, you cannot buy Young Living on the shelves at CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, wherever. You can get it from a friend. And so your friends just need to know that you have this. And the way that our friends become open to what we have is by you being open to them first. We'll have more conversations. Keep up with your conversations in your contact manager. When they share that there is something that's going on with them and you recognize that you can help, you'll provide an opportunity for them to learn more about how you can help if they're open to it. And again, look out for another prospecting training. We'll go into depth on what all this means if this is something that's newer to you. But just be a good friend and keep up with the conversations that you're having so you never drop the ball. The most stressful thing about this business is what happens when you're trying to manage every relationship and nothing leaves your head. You got to get it out of your head and into your system. Got to use your contact manager. It is such an important tool for you. All right. Couple of questions. Hi, Ray. Can't get your mic, but can you go over what leg builder links are? Are they for your team or are they classes? So they're for your team. They're also for you. And we do have lots of training on this. So feel free to, I think there's a video on leg builder links. We've got a YouTube video on leg builder links. And of course, if you search for leg builder links in the little question marky thing in our dashboard, you can see all kinds of information there as well. Leg builder links are simply a way for you to share the built-in page themes that we have, either to build under a leg in your organization, or simply to be able to just say, hey, I've got a pets website, I've got a makeup website. Because I mean, if you're in the US, especially with GetOiling, out of the gate, you've got like 12 different websites that are yours from the jump. That's like you got a bunch. And so you could share any of those at any point in time. The leg builder links give you the opportunity to maximize that potential. There's a brand partner system that our friends at Simple Grace Collective made, where they found a really cool way to make your team like their own little mini funnel You guys should definitely check that out. Like, I remember when Janelle sent that to me and she was like, is it okay that we did this? I was like, are you kidding me? My head just got blown open. Like, that's amazing. So if you go to simplegraceco.com, they've got, look for their brand partner thing and go to their Facebook. They've got a free Facebook group, ask some questions in there. If anybody here uses it, feel free, you know, chat about it. But there's a lot of cool ways that you can use it. And Sarah and Janelle are a couple of ladies that are doing really amazing things with our system and sharing them with the community. All right. I think that's it. That's it in the Q&A for sure. And that was it in the chat. If you weren't able to work together today in the way that you would like to, please go to getoiling.com/website review so that we can get you booked on a future call. If you can't be on a call, we can look over your site and give you some feedback, just like I did here today. We're always happy to do that. And of course, we are available with our support team here as well. So yeah, so glad that you're here. Let's go back to Brady Bunch. Did the babies leave? Of course, I'm doing this just as the babies have, like, you know, gone to sleep or something. Really glad you guys have been here. Thank you to our amazing team for being amazing and for bringing the babies. And for bringing the babies. Bye, Grace. All right. And don't forget, attractwell.com/office hours. If you want just to dive a little bit more into the techie stuff and work more specifically on your oily adjacent business, we do have that call every every Thursday at 2 Eastern. There's my words. And we hope to see you there. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you next week.